Welcome to Villa Giada, welcome to Piemonte, welcome at the border between Langhe and Monferrato. I am Andrea Faccio, the owner of the winery, and it's in my family since more than 5 generations. We are in Canelli, we are in the heart of the production of the traditional Piemontese wines. Welcome. These are the hills of Piemonte. As you can see, vineyard is everywhere, and for us viticultural is the most important thing that we have here in our area. You see the hills of Moscato, you see the hills of Barbera, and you see all the history and the tradition in the many villages that are on the top of the hill. Castle, church are witness of an old tradition and a very important history. We are harvesting. We are in the middle of the harvest of Barbera, and for Barbera the late harvest it's very important. Here we are waiting for the perfect and full ripening of the grapes, and as you can see the team is working very hard in order to select the grapes. Quality is born in the vineyard. It's right here that we have to check each single grape. This is a fantastic grape, as you can see, fully ripe. And sometimes, as it is nature, not all the grapes are perfect. Every year we lose about 5% of the grapes, and it's normal, it's natural, and it's a good. So the perfect ripening starts from checking the grape, checking each single berry, and when it is like this, it means it's time to start. Barbera is ready, so the team can go in the vineyard, and with the manual experience, human skill, they can select each single grape. Very important to work by hand. It's impossible for a machine to do this kind of selection. Little cases, and we will see after how they arrive at the winery in order to be worked and processed as fast as possible and start the fantastic journey of the grapes in the direction of becoming wine. After the harvest in the vineyard that we have seen, grapes arrive here in the little cases, maximum 20 kilo, 18-20 kilos. And here, as you can see, we have the perfect complexity of the grape ready for the distemmer and the pressing machine. It's very important to use these little cases because in this way we protect the grapes from squeezing, and the integrity of the grape is here at the winery at its best. Another important thing, we must be very fast and work at lunchtime the grapes harvested in the morning, like this one here, and at the end of the day what has been harvesting during the afternoon, to prevent all the oxidation and really start here the quality of the wine. The quality of the grapes is coming from the vineyard, but here at the winery we need to protect. Every day we can lose something if we do something that is not the best, but this is the art and the skill of the vinification and of winemaking. Welcome in our vineyard of Barbera. This is the Dani vineyard, and here we are almost ready for the harvest. The grapes from this particular part of the vineyard are the grapes that we use for our Suri Barbera. It's our fruity Barbera. It's the wine that really can express at its best the characteristic of a Barbera as a wine that can be paired with different kind of food. It's a sort of easy drinking wine, but with the complexity, the red fruit character that gives a fantastic pleasure. You can see from the color, deep red, intensity, even in a wine that is aged only in stainless steel in order to enhance all the fruitness. Then the complexity expressed by what you see in the glass is also what we find in the nose. Red strawberries, red fruit, fantastic nose. And then the characteristic of Barbera as a fantastic grape variety are really in this glass expressed at its best. The taste, good acidity, good balance with the natural, with round tannins. Tannins of the Barbera are very good, very gentle, very soft, and they, thanks to a little aging, even only in stainless steel, they can have a good evolution. They can be transformed into something round, sweet, that give us the pleasure of tasting a good Barbera. Barbera is a fantastic wine, can match with different kind of food. and it's perfect all day long, and with the most different pairing. Enjoy. Welcome to the old part of the winery. This is where we keep our wines for aging. This is where history and experience are mixed together. This is our Dani. It's 100% Barbera grapes from a single vineyard. Vineyard is in Agliano. It's one of the historical vineyards where Barbera has expressed at its best its characteristic. Fruity, complexity, and then a fantastic ability to age. Aging is very important for the Barbera, reduces the acidity, gives more complexity. For our Briccodani, I have chosen the 500-liter oak barrels. This is what we call tonneau, and the aging goes for about 1 year. At the end of the vinification in modern stainless steel temperature control tank, our Barbera needs to relax, needs to age, needs to have the aging in barrels, to have the perfect evolution and the perfect ripening of the wine itself. This is the old part of the winery. This one has been built from this arch, has been built in 1780. So it's more than 200 years that here we have our wines aging and being able to express at its best the characteristic that they have. What we bring from the vineyard needs to be fixed, needs to be worked by the oxygen, so we ask to the barrel to let the oxygen go inside and fix color and let the tannins have its own evolution. When young, very aggressive, when aged properly, became round and sweet. This is our first single vineyard. It's called Vigneto La Quercia, from the name of the vineyard, and it's aged about 1 year in this traditional 3,000-liter oak barrels. Vigneto La Quercia is the first Barbera that I have decided to produce according to the idea of the single vineyard. It's a 3-hectare vineyard on the top of the hill, fantastic exposure from morning to the end of the day, and in this way we have Barbera that are fantastically ripe. In the good vintages, this Barbera can express, I think, the best, considering the tradition of the Barbera, freshness, fruitness, the ability to pair with different kind of food, together with the aging in barrels that gives the wine the power and the energy to live many years. It's a single vineyard Barbera that can easily age for more than 10 years. This is thanks to these 3,000-liter oak barrels that are traditionally here since ever. This is the old part of the winery where the aging in barrel has found the perfect microclimate. We have good humidity, temperature is almost the same summer and winter to better enhance all the characteristics of our Barbera. Dedicato is our single vineyard Barbera from the very old vines of the estate. It's a 1-hectare vineyard with vines that are about 80 years old. This gives the wine a unique complexity and the character that is absolutely outstanding. Old vines means very little production, only few grapes per plant, and then a little bit of a late harvest to give more concentration to the grape, and soft pressing, long skin contact, about 3 weeks to better extract all the color and the good tannins that we have in Barbera, and then a long aging, 1 year and a half, sometimes even 20 months in mid-size oak barrel that gives the wine the chance to age and express at its best. Tannins became round, became soft. Barbera can express the fruity, the red fruity characteristics that are considered the best for this grape variety. Our Nizza Dedicato is the most important wine that I produce for different reasons. First of all, because it's dedicated to my son, Federico, that was born in 1999, and it's the same year where I have decided to vinify the wine from this little vineyard, only 1 hectare. I have decided to vinify separately from the other grapes of Barbera from the same vineyard. Older vines, 8 years old, they give fantastic structure and characteristic to this wine. We need to age it properly for 1 year and a half, sometimes also 2 years, according to the characteristic of the vintage. in these little barrels. And now we are going to check together the new vintage and see how is the evolution of this fantastic Barbera. It's here only since few months. It's now September, and so this wine is only 9 months in a barrel. But as we can see, has a fantastic concentration. It's the complexity of this Barbera that really says that we are facing a wine that is absolutely unique. Intensity, color is a deep ruby red and fantastic for a Barbera. The nose is fruity, has the characteristic of the red cherries that is together with little strawberries and traditional red fruit. It's the characteristic of Barbera. And then the nose. The nose has a fantastic fruity, deep complexity. The first taste of the secondary element, tobacco, coffee, are starting to coming out. But as I was saying, this wine needs to relax and to have its own evolution for many more months. Salute!